Amaka, were you the first person that came to class today? Okay. That means you'll be the first to answer my questions today.
Okay, by God's grace, yes, ma.
That's all right. How is work? How are you people coping? How is the weather? I heard it's been raining in Nigeria for some time now.
Yes, ma. Raining so much, very heavily. Sometimes not too heavily, but it's really cold. It's quite cold over here. Really cold. Very chilling, like seriously cold.
What is the temperature?
Temperature, near me or more. I think it should be lower.
Oh my God. You don't know what the temperature is.
It should be maybe like 27 degrees, maybe 27.
27, okay, now you are screaming.
No, right now it's not very cold. Like, it's not very cold right now, but sometimes the weather could just go very, very cold that you need the duvet to cover with the AC or the fan.
That's serious.
It's quite cold there.
To cover in Nigeria.
I'm telling you.
That is serious progress now.
Especially at night. Oh God.
The truth is that no matter how cold it is in Nigeria, it can never be as cold as it is in the United Kingdom. That's the truth. That's the truth. Like when we have an 18 degree, 16 degree here, you get to work and you hear some of them saying, "Oh my God, it's so hot. It's so hot." And I'm like, it's so hot. Okay. When I'm already very cold. These days I go to work with an inner wear. I wear a body hug inside. You know, you can wear a body hug here, white or black, but it has to be not below your elbow. Everything has to go up. Like your elbow, you have to be bare below the elbow. So yeah, it's been quite cold a little bit, but the real cold is still coming when we have the winter. It's autumn and it's been raining and it's a bit kind of cold, but like they are prepared for their thing. There's heater in every room, in every place you go to, so everything is fine. Don't worry, we are preparing for the UK, so that cold you're experiencing is rehearsal compared to what you will have here. But all in all, it's a good thing that at least we have some cold period in Nigeria because it was really hot at some point back, like quarter ahead. So today, you're welcome to the class. Peace. Have I ever seen this name in this class? Peace, good afternoon. Is it a sir or a ma? Oh, okay. You're welcome to the class. My name is Joy Agagwu, still your IELTS tutor for overseas nurses. And today, we started a course in speaking, and we are going to continue from where we stopped. We'll continue from where we stopped. Today, I did promise that we are all going to, go after one after the other. IELTS speaking test is when you have like an interview with your examiner, you have a face-to-face, and unlike your listening, writing, and reading, here you're not going to be left on your own. You have someone that you're facing, and it is divided into 3 sections. Usually there are topics of general interest to everybody. You're talking about yourself, about family, about events, celebrations. You could be talking about popular, events that happens maybe around you or something. It depends on, could be about sports as well. Yeah, they could ask you questions about sports. So there are, questions from general areas of general interest to everybody. It doesn't have to be specific to nurses or to doctors or to teachers or to anyone. So anybody can answer the IELTS speaking test questions. Okay. both for academic and for what's it called, general. I think we all do the same speaking test. So today we will just go briefly over what we did last week. That's telling us about what to expect. Okay, you are expected as a nurse to score not below 7.0 band, and here is where the examiner expects you to put all of your skills into action, like your vocabularies, like your the use of your cohesive devices and all of that. They expect you that as you speak, they are able to find, you using these things, your sentence formation, how you present yourself, your body, your composure, your gestures, and all of that. Those are the things that they are going to be rating you based on. Your examiner will be rating your confidence as well. So generally, it's okay for you to be anxious in the exam, especially in speaking tests where you are going to meet someone you've never met before. You don't even know this examiner, you don't know how they look, you don't know whether they are friendly or not, but you're coming with a mind that you're coming to meet someone strange. And so it's a bit okay if you are anxious, but as you go along, the anxiety is supposed to give way. It becomes worrisome when you allow the anxiety to affect how you answer the questions. Okay, so yeah, it's okay because the person is a stranger if you're a bit, anxious. So it's divided into three parts, three sections, or three areas. The first area will last for 3 to 4 minutes, and there you have the introduction and the interview. The introduction and the interview is where your examiner will ask you for your identity and then get to introduce themselves as well. Like, hello, my name is Joy Agagwu. What's your name, please? And then you tell me your name, and I say, can I have your ID just to be sure that you are who you say you are? They can ask you your date of birth just to confirm. So if you are going for your IELTS test, please don't forget to go with your international passport. You are going to need it for your verification. And after the verification, you do your exam. The exam itself does not last for more than 14 to 15 minutes, highest maximum, but you can be there for like an hour, for like 2 hours because of all the verification processes where they get to check your ID, call your names, you queue in a room and all of that, depending on what platform they are using. And then especially with the COVID now, they can't have too many people around. So it may take longer time for them to do some of those verifications, unlike they used to do before. And then they take your picture, they ask you certain questions. Is that picture that they are taking that will appear on your IELTS certificate? Okay? So yeah, in the introduction and the interview, you have yourself and your examiner. Okay, and the examiner, you do your introduction, then they'll ask you a few questions, maybe ask you about yourself. What's your name? Where do you come from? Do you work or you school? What about your studies? What about your course? Why did you choose that course? They ask you a few questions. In IELTS test, it is not compulsory for you to tell the truth. It is just an exam. So if you're going to lie or to make up any story, please make sure that you are okay and you do it very well. You're acting it, so you act it very well so you can pass. Other than that, I will advise that if you have true life experiences or stories or answers to give, it is easier and it is better. Because when it happens through life, you will be able to express yourself more than when you're trying to like crack your brain and bring one or two together. You may at the end of the day look so fake and it may bring down your marks, or you may make mistakes in the course of explaining something that never happened. But if it's something that happened or something that you experienced or so, you'll be able to narrate or to say, to explain it in a better way. Yes, that takes us to the second part. The second part is where we have the individual long run. The individual long run lasts for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then here, your examiner will give you a cue card. What we call a cue card is a paper, all right, giving you like a clue about your assignment that you're there to do at that point. There, she will ask you certain cue, tell you what to do, you should tell her something, and they allow you to speak for like 1 to 2 minutes, and then they give you a time for you to write. If you want to write, they give you a sheet of paper and a pen. They provide a sheet of paper and a pen for you. This period lasts usually for 3 to 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, all right? And in that 3 to 4 minutes, they're expecting you to speak on a topic. Sometimes you just need to watch what is written in your cue card for you to answer that question properly. Because even if you explain from now till tomorrow, but you end up not touching the points that are in that cue card, at the end of the day, you won't make the band that you want to make. So have a look at your cue card and answer based on what it is. Whatever they ask you is what you should say. Don't go outside what you have been asked to answer questions that the answers are not needed. At the end, you won't get the marks that you need. All right. The third part is where the examiner invites you to have like a dialogue with him or her, and it's usually linked to your other questions. Like if you have been asked to talk about friends, they may ask you, do you think making friends is necessary? Do you think friends can influence other people? You know, questions like that. So if you are asked, people hardly fail speaking test, except when there are like some personality issues like stage fright, like you talking to somebody and you are afraid. There are people that have that anxiety on stage, and so they are likely to fail a speaking test. Other than that, I mean, you should be able to score your band in the speaking test. Amaka, you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
first O for me today.
Okay, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to be asking you a few questions, and then you will answer me. Remember that we said we are going to start from the beginning to the end today. Now we will work based on how we do it in the IELTS exam. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
How it is in the IELTS exam is how we are going to do it. Please, I need every other person's mic to be muted. Every other mic should be muted, please. It is just Amaka's mic that I want to be on. You will join me to score Amaka. Okay? You will join me to score her. And we are going to score her based on her coherence and cohesion. We are going to score her based on her lexical resource. We are going to score her based on her task completion. We are going to score her based on her grammatical range and accuracy. Amaka, don't be afraid. Don't be anxious. Don't worry. You will be fine. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So let's see. I'm having a bit of issues with my computer. The children has dashed the computer to the ground, and so the screen is having problem. But it will be okay to serve us today. It happened yesterday, and so I couldn't get a new one. Before the next class, we should be able to sort it out. Now, in this first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Hello, Amaka. You have 10 minutes for all of these questions. You have 10 minutes. Is it understood?
Yes, ma'am.
You will need your pen and paper because I'm going to tell you certain things to write. We are making the time short because we want to go around, one, and secondly, because it is a training, you don't get all the liberties of exam. Usually your trainings are supposed to be tougher than your exams. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. My name is Joy Agagwu, and I am your IELTS tutor for today. Can you tell me your name, please?
Okay, my name is Amaka Benedicta Idwe. I am a nurse.
Your date of birth?
15th March 1987.
All right, thank you very much. So I'll ask you a few questions about yourself. Do you work or school?
Okay, I work. I work as a nurse.
Okay, so what do you do? You should wait for me to ask you. Amaka, would you like to slow down a bit?
Okay, ma'am.
You slow down and you wait for me. I'm starting all over again. I have my timer with me. We need to take this seriously, all right? All right,
Yes, ma'am.
Amaka, good afternoon. My name is Joy Agagwu, and I'm your IELTS tutor for today. We are just on your speaking drilling, and I do hope that you do very well today. Can you tell me your name and your date of birth, please?
Okay, my name is Amaka Benedicta Idwe. I was born 15th March 1987.
All right, thank you. Do you work or study?
I work, ma'am.
What do you do?
Okay, I'm a nurse by profession.
All right, so you are a nurse. Why did you choose to go into nursing?
Okay, nursing is an act of caring and nurturing. Right from my childhood, I've always loved to be a nurse because I see that nursing has to do with serving humanity. And nursing is a skill that I have inborn. I love nursing with passion. I love helping people. I love seeing that people get well. And nursing has to do with not just the body, it has to do with the soul, the mind, and also the body. It has to do, is an holistic kind of a profession. So I chose nursing because I love to care people.
Okay, so on your job, like an everyday thing, what do you do every day at work?
Okay, what I work, actually, basically I work in a fertility center. So what we do when a patient comes in, you're attended to at the front desk and you're referred to a nurse. Now, what I do when a patient comes in, we ask, how did you get to know about us? How did you get, what's the refer? How were you referred? After speaking to the patient, I carry out a series of tests on the patient. First of all, what I do is that I put the patient, I try to make her understand or him understand our processes from the time I meet the patient till when the patient is being discharged. So what we basically do is that after taking the blood test, we cancel the patient. We try to bring out the method that these are the method, which one would you like to, what we do is called informed consent, so that they make their decision. We help them in making their decision with the counseling that was given.
Okay. So if you were not a nurse, what other job would you have done?
Wow, I'd love to become a broadcaster. I always love to. Yes, ma'am. I always love to be a newscaster. Actually, that's the right word. I always had this feeling for them. I always had this passion of becoming a newscaster, but unfortunately, my parents didn't like it.
Okay, that's fine. So now I'm going to give you a topic, and I would like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. All right? But
Yes, ma'am.
before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say to me, and you can make notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so here, you get a paper for yourself. If you were with me, I would have given you a sheet of paper. So here is a sheet of paper and a pencil for you to do your jotting. I'd like you to describe the kind of clothes that you like to wear. The kind of clothes that you like to wear. In describing this kind of clothes that you like to wear, I'd like you to tell me what the clothes look like. When you prefer to wear those clothes, and where you like to buy them. Then explain to us why you like, to wear those clothes, why you like wearing them. I'm waiting for you.
Okay, ma. Oh, okay, ma. The kind of clothes I actually love or like are silk material. Silk material is those kind of clothes, they are soft in texture, they are easily affordable, and you can actually wash and wear them. I love such clothes because one, they are light, very comfortable on me, and it looks good on me. In fact, most because I'm on the big part, I easily get my size, or like shirt that I need to sometimes maybe pre-order, or sometimes I need to adjust. But silk clothes, once I wear them, they look very fabulous on me. And why I prefer such clothes because I can easily wash and wear them without being afraid I need to iron them. Because the part where I come from, Nigeria, we don't always know when we can actually have the power, um, how the power interruption, when the power can be interrupted. So I can easily wear and wash them. Then I buy such clothes in a boutique. Also, sometimes I order online. Sometimes um, I also get them from outdoors market.
Okay.
Then
Okay. All right. Do your friends like to wear this type of clothes too? Your friends, do they like to wear this kind of clothes?
well, ma'am, basically not all. This is because I have various sizes of friend, if I permit me to use the word. I mean, some are big, some are fat. The fat
Okay.
ones, like big like me, they prefer wearing silk clothes. It also look good on them. In fact, when they get to see some that I also like, they buy for themselves and also buy for me. But my friends
Okay.
who are slim, they prefer shirts, they prefer thick dresses because they are slim. So they think just kind of cover their features and make them a little bit, look kind of robust and all that. But silk
Okay.
is fitted, and and I think we are comfortable. Also with the weather, because of the kind of weather we also have. It's really hot in Nigeria.
Okay.
It's quite hot in Nigeria.
Do you wear other styles of clothes as well? You ever
Yes,
wear
ma'am.
other styles of clothes?
I do. Examples are chiffons.
Okay. All
Examples
right. So we've been talking about clothes that you like to wear. So I'll now ask you some other questions that are related to this, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Is buying clothes a very popular activity in your country for teenagers?
Yes. Well, it also depends on the quality of clothes and the income of such individuals for teenagers. In my
Okay.
country,
So how much money do you think? How much money do you think that parents should spend on their children's clothes?
okay, I feel that parents should spend depending on the kind of income they earn. For low-income parents, I feel that people should cut their coat according to their size. For low-income parents,
Okay.
they,
What do
okay,
you think would be what do you think would be the effect of the fashion industry in the next 10 years? Let's say the effects of the type of clothes we wear on the fashion industry.
okay. Well, it may be positive or it also may be negative, depending on the kind of clothes or brand they make. For instance, in Nigeria, we wear a lot of Ankara a lot. You have people wearing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Amaka. You have come to the end of your speaking test with me today. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Amaka. Thank you very, very, very much for participating. I must
Yes, ma'am.
say that was impressive. That was impressive. I'm not going to make correction as I go along. Unfortunately, I don't have writing pads. Where did I give them? But it's fine. Next on my list is Cynthia. Cynthia, kindly unmute your mic, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Are you aware that we were having a speaking test today?
Not so well, ma'am.
Is this your first time in this class?
No, it's not my first time, but it's been a while since I joined.
That's perfectly fine. So we've been talking about speaking. Last week, our last class, that was Saturday, we did talk about speaking and we had some practices. And we promised that today when we come that each person is going to speak. We'll take from the speaking part 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll rate ourselves to see areas where we need to improve on and what we need to do better or what we need not to do at all. Is that okay? So going by the example of what Amaka just did that you have seen, I'm going to be asking you a couple of questions and you will answer me as we go along. Is that okay? That's okay, right? Cynthia? Cynthia? Oh. Hello, Cynthia, can you hear me? We don't have time to waste. Cynthia, can you hear me? Ifoma, I can see that you're at work. Are you okay to talk where you are?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. You take the challenge because Cynthia seems to be having some network issues. All right, Ifoma, my name is Joy Agagwu, and I'm going to be drilling you on this IELTS test today. You will answer accordingly. You have 10 minutes for your section 1 to 3, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Your time starts now. So, Ifoma, can you tell me your name and your date of birth, please?
Okay, my name is Ifoma Anita Okafor. My friend prefers to call me Anita. Then I am born in the month of March 31st.
Okay. Now, in this first part of the test, I'm going to ask you a few questions about yourself, okay? Do you work
Yes,
or
ma'am.
school?
Presently, I work, and then I also plan to do an online courses to boost my knowledge in my specialization, in my profession.
Okay, so I'm going to be asking you a few questions about your online course.
Okay, ma'am.
What do you study online?
Okay. Before now, I did many courses on COVID-19 when it was newly discovered. A lot was unknown to us because this is a new disease that was discovered. So in order for me to boost my knowledge and then to improve my knowledge about it, to be well equipped about COVID-19, I have to embark on online course for the preventive measure for COVID-19.
Okay, so how did you find those courses? How do you find them?
Well, it was very, very educative and then very important because considering the nature of my job is highly required of me to know how to protect myself and also guide my patients.
All right, so like those courses, have you been able to add them to your CV? Are they adding to your work job specifications?
Yes, those courses enable me to be up to date and then to be able to educate the patients I come in contact with to enlighten them more about the COVID-19. And also, it also helped to boost I also added it to my CV to boost my CV too.
Okay, so have you been able to work in a COVID-19 infested environment since you studied this course? Have you put what you've
Presently,
learned, have you been able to put it to practice?
presently, I have not been able to um, um, initiate most of those things because where I worked, we've never come in contact with any COVID-19 patient. And then the
Okay.
environment is well guided that there was not any opportunity to come in contact with them. But I'm hopeful that in the future I'll be able to.
Okay, that's fine. So beside the courses you took on COVID-19, what other courses have you ever studied online?
Okay, I did some courses on neonatal unit. This neonatal unit is a care for newborn baby from the first 0 to 28 days of their life. So I've done some courses on that to know how to care for them, their
Okay.
feeding, their vital signs, and how to provide some of the important things that is necessary for their lives and then for their growth.
Okay, thank you very much, Ifoma. Now I'm going to give you a topic and I would like you to talk about the topic.
Okay, ma.
Before you talk about this topic, I'll give you 1 minute to think about it. You have 1 minute actually to think about the topic and to jot down whatever you want to write down. I'm supposed to give you a pen and a paper, but because we're not seeing physically, I'll just like, if you have anything to jot down with your own paper and pen there, you can jot it down. Is that okay?
Yes, ma.
All right. So the topic is saying that you should tell me the importance. No, sorry. Describe a friend that you have and you will never forget. Describe a friend. Tell me about a friend that you have and you will never forget. In telling me about this friend, you should tell me how you met, what you usually do together, okay? What your friend likes, and explain the importance of your relationship to me. You have the floor.
Okay, I would love to talk about a friend that I have that is very, very important to me. I'm going to talk about 3 friends in the past, present, and in the future. During my primary school level, I have this friend called Omara. Omara happens to be a neat fellow and very intelligent student. This attracted me to her, and then being brilliant, then she's not good in mathematics. So this mathematics drew her own attention to me, and me loving her for her neatness, we became friends. So we met in secondary school, and then I discovered that Omara, we love doing things together. Those subjects that she loved, she would study together with me. And then when it comes to mathematics, she also comes to me. Unfortunately for 2 of us, we never knew we were staying very close to each other. As Amara Street was behind our street, but we didn't know. But by this friendship, we get to know. And then unfortunately, their parents were attending my own church. So we do many things together, like going to church together, midweek fellowship, we are always together. Then I found out that Amara loved God so much. And then this also further make me to love her the more. I love she have a heart for God, and she's this God-fearing girl. This make her more important to me. And then the importance of my relationship with Omara is that it helped me to boost my knowledge of God, the love of God, because there's a lot of things I thought I know as a Christian, but Omara made me to realize that it's like I've not even gotten to any level with God. So this relationship boosts our knowledge. And then from there to secondary school, but just unfortunately, before we got to secondary school, our parents were transferred outside our Ibadan where we stay. So they moved to a northern part of our country, Nigeria. They were moved to the northern part. So that was the end of my relationship with Orara. Then the second person I love to talk about was Cheung. Cheung happened to be a very good friend, and we met in secondary school. Presently, we met still in the past. I met Cheung in secondary school. Then we love doing things together. Cheung happened to be in my street, and then also attending my fellowship together. And then we also attended the same course when we get to science. When we get to second senior class, Shane was in science class, I was in science class. So we do most of our practicals in school together. We also read together, and we share knowledge, our same knowledge together. Shane love eating a lot, being a Yoruba girl, and most times she also tried to teach me some of their own delicacy, which I also learned from her. And also, the importance of this relation with me that she helped me. She taught me the language, Yoruba language, because I was an Igbo girl. I never understand that language. She won't taught me. Then presently, I have this very lovely friend. His name is Femi. Femi is a very brilliant guy, and then being in my profession, and we met when I was posted to an medical ward in my school then. So this is how I come across Femi. He happens to be a year senior, but that encounter on the ward it took me like school, like his own school daughter. So most times I go to him and also try to help me to explain some of those subjects that I find difficult in nursing school. He was always there for me.
Yeah.
Then, what I found out that he's been a guy, he loves eating, but doesn't know how to cook. So most times I try to cook to make sure that to make him happy, because he has to teach me. So for me to get something from me, I have to go, and then we do those things together. The importance of my friendship with Femi is that he exposed me to a lot of opportunity related to my course, related to my profession. I never knew there's a lot of opportunity for nurses, but with my relationship with Femi exposed me to a lot, even to further my career and everything.
Thank you very much. Do you think it's okay to make friends?
Yes, it depends, but I felt it's very, very important to make friends. Though some people had bad experiences with friends, but in my own case, I've never had such. So I believe that it depends on the individual, and it depends on the kind of friendship they have. But to me, I would say I think it's very, very good for people to make friends.
Okay, that's fine. This will take me to your part 3. As a parent, would you want your children to make friends?
Okay, ma. I would say it depends on the kids, depend on my kids, because I cannot really decide for them. But I wish they are able to make good friends, like my own experience. I would like them to, but I will not force them to, ma.
Okay. So do you think it's okay, or would you like to know your children's friends when they do make some?
Okay, I feel it's very, very important for parents to know the friend their children, the kind of friend their children are keeping, because this will help the parents to guide and monitor them the more than leaving them anyhow. So I think it's important for parents to also tell their kids to invite their friends to their house, so that they'll be able to meet them and know them better.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ifeoma, we have come to the end of your speaking test. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. Cynthia, are you ready? You're ready, yeah? Cynthia? Hello, Cynthia, can you hear me?
Hear you.
The network is not friendly at all. That's one of the criteria for this lesson. You need to be in a place where you can have good network. If not, you'll just be online, your data is going and you're not gaining anything from the class. Cynthia, can you hear me now? Wow. Well, I'm not going to take that.
I can hear you.
Sorry. This network is not helping you at all in any way. Peace.
Yes, good afternoon.
Peace, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
You're welcome to the class.
Thank you, ma'am.
You have the floor to take us in the next 10 minutes, and you are going to answer a few questions. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Let me just set your timing. Let's see. Okay, Peace, let's see. My name is Joy Agagwu, and I'm your IELTS tutor for this class. We are just having a drill on your IELTS speaking ability so far. I'd like you to focus and tell me a few things. Can you tell me your full name and your date of birth, please?
My name is Peace Treze. I was born on 25th January 1991.
25th January 1991. Thank you very much, Peace. Peace, where are you from?
I'm a Nigerian, precisely Imo State.
Can you tell me about your hometown?
My hometown is Oboramure, from the southeastern part of Nigeria. It is located in one of the 26 local governments in Imo State, and it's comprised of sparsely populated individuals. It has a good road network, and most of the people who live there earn their living through farming, fishing, and petty trading.
Okay. So, Peace, are there activities that make you long to go to your hometown? Can you tell me about
Yes.
some of your favorite activities in your hometown?
The activities I enjoy so much in my hometown is farming, especially planting of yams. In my hometown, they are known for doing that very well, and learning how to do it and the skills which help to improve yield has always made me have the zeal to learn about such techniques. I really enjoy it so much.
Okay, Peace. Do you have a farm of your own?
Huh? Pardon, I didn't get you.
Do you have a farm of your own?
I don't have a farm of my own, but I usually go to the farm with my grandmother.
Okay, thank you very much, please. So this means that if I come to your village, I'll find lots of yam, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me some of the favorite meals of your people?
Favorite meal of my people is pounded yam, as I said earlier. And they enjoy this kind of food with different kinds of soups. Another meal they enjoy also is fufu, but their favorite is actually pounded yam.
Okay, thank you very much, Pace. Now I'm going to go to the part 2 of your test, and I'll be asking you a few questions. I'm going to give you a topic, and you are going to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to prepare for it. You can make some jottings if you like. So you get a sheet of paper and a pen where you are going to write down what you want to write. Is that okay?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
You are going to tell me about a very important item that you own. A very important item that you own. In telling me about this item, you will tell me what the item is, when you got the item, if it was expensive or not, what you use this item for, and then you explain to me the importance of this item to you. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Can I go ahead now?
You have the floor. I finished talking a
Okay.
while ago. You should be talking.
All right. An item I like so much is my mobile phone. I got this phone in 2018 and I bought it at a fairly cheap rate. I actually got it after my National Youth Service in Bayelsa State, and I needed it because at that time I had an online course I wanted to study. The phone I had before then was not good enough in order to download the files I needed to read up. So that was why I bought it. It has been helpful to me since then, not just for the online course, but for other things like chatting with people online and also doing this online IELTS course I'm doing now. It has also helped me to speak with people who are very far away, especially doing video calls with them. Since I don't stay with my parents, I use it to make video calls with them. And that has really saved me so much money, which I would have used on transport to visit them on a regular basis. The phone is just a The phone is normal, it's just a middle-sized phone. It's not too big. And because of this portability, I can carry it around anywhere I'm going to. It has really been so helpful to me, not just in terms of saving me costs, but the rate at which it consumes data is so small. And because of that, I really enjoy it.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you think it's important for people to have expensive phones?
Okay. I think it's important for people to have expensive phones because most expensive phones have very nice features with which people can do a lot of things. For example, most Android phones that are expensive and most iPhones have features which you cannot find in cheap phones. Features like internet access and ability to do other things that the computer can do for you. So because of that, I feel that those expensive phones are important.
Okay, thank you very much, please. So do you plan to buy an expensive phone later on?
Huh? I didn't get you.
Do you plan to buy a more expensive phone than what you have at the moment?
Okay. If I heard you right, you asked, do I plan to buy an
Do you
expensive
plan
phone?
to buy a more expensive phone than what you have at the moment?
Okay. Yes, I hope to buy a more expensive phone in the future if I get a better employment with a more reasonable pay. I will get phones which
Okay,
has better features. And
all right. Do you think it's okay to have, to buy phones for children? Is it
yes,
okay?
I think so because it helps children to get to know what is happening around them. With it, they can read news online. With it also, they can download apps which help children to learn how to read and write depending on their age. With phones too, it makes communication between parents and children easy when they are not together. So for these reasons, I think that children should be given phones.
Thank you very much, Peace. You have come to the end of your speaking test for
Thank you, ma.
today. You're welcome. Ooh, I hope I keep going. If you didn't come to the class on time, you may not get the chance to do this test. I hope we have time today. Vera, good
Yes, ma'am.
afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
You're welcome to the class.
Thank you.
You have the floor for the next 10 minutes, and you're going to be talking to us based on what questions we have. Let's see what we've got for Vera.
Okay.
Okay, Vera, can you tell me your name and your date of birth, please?
My name is Omole Oduchi Vera, born on 15th day of March, 1980.
Okay. All right, Vera. Do you work or you school?
I work.
Okay, so I'd like to ask you about relaxation. What kind of activities help you to relax, like after work?
Actually, I'm a nurse anesthetist, so I work in a physical place theater, and we work from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So when I get home, I usually take my breaks and lie down, while try to read something exciting, interesting. From there, watch TV, and depending, these are the area where what keeps me, relaxed, stress-free, reading,
Okay.
watching TV
So
with children
reading,
after work.
watching TV.
Yeah.
Okay, Vera. Do you like to do this activity alone or with other people?
usually with my kids and my husband.
You like to watch with your kids and your husband.
Yes.
So
It's
why do you
more
think it's
entertaining.
important? Why do you think it's important for people to relax?
One, it's very important for people to relax because there is a thing that goes all work and no play, make Jack a dog or Jack a dog. So you work, you relax so that you can regain your strength. It helps you to improve, concerning your ability to retain things. When you relax, you're able to think better, you're able to do things better, your work, you're able to achieve more success when it comes to work. When you relax, it also makes you happy, it lifts the spirits. I think these are some of the importance of relaxation.
Okay, so do you think people have enough time for relaxing?
Actually, I do, because you create time for yourself. If you don't create time for yourself, definitely you will not have time to relax. So having time to relax is individual, thing. One needs to create time. If you like to work, of course, you can work from morning to night without relaxing and decide on your health later on. But when it comes to that, I think for every normal person, there is time. Create time. Make that time for yourself to relax.
Okay. I'm going to go further to ask you questions, and I will let you speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say, or you can go ahead and talk straight. So you get a piece of paper where you can jot down things, okay? So you like to describe, I want you to describe to me the kind of clothes that you like to wear, the kind of clothes that you like to wear. Where do you normally buy these clothes? Why do you prefer those kind of clothes? And why do you like to wear them? Why do you prefer to buy them? Why do you prefer to wear them? Where do you buy them from? Okay, and what those clothes look like. And then you tell me, explain to me generally the importance of clothing, why you have to put on clothes. You have the floor.
Okay, the type of clothes I like or I wear most is Ankara, native clothes. It's an Ankara. Actually, it's a traditional attire. And I buy it from markets. It's accessible in the shops, nearby shops, markets, and I prefer because it's something that is simple and a traditional attire. It can be sold into ties. You can turn it into a gown, into skirt and blouse, trousers, suits, whichever one you choose. It's also weather friendly. Nigeria or the parts of the country I reside is quite hot. So something like that is weather friendly. You don't sweat, much profusely when you wear such clothes. It also fits for all locations. It's trendy. If you observe, most people go for it because it's trendy, it's fashionable, it's also affordable, and it's something that's even with no salary income, you can afford it. You can wear it and you still be comfortable and you still be beautiful. Then I would like to church at times to work. If I need to wear it to work, I usually make it to the corporate wear, skirts and blouse, make it like suit, and I wear it to work. Church, okay. I wear it to church, turn it into free gown, and parties, I do wear them to parties, make it come out stylishly and look beautiful on me. Now, coming to just as I said, I can make them into many shapes, into many different sizes. Okay, I can turn it into a long gown, short gown, and always come out fine. Now, the importance of clothing. I think the most important reason why we wear clothes is to cover nakedness. We wear clothes also for occasions, as occasion demands, for church, for other occasions like traditional, okay,
Okay.
for
That's
traditional
all right.
occasions, wedding.
Okay. All right. Do you think that people should spend so much money on children's clothes?
No, for me, I don't think so. I think it should be according to one's salary, what you have. There are affordable clothes that are not expensive actually, optional.
Okay.
But for me, I don't think so, man.
Okay. So, what type of fashion do teenagers like to wear in your country?
In my country, just like any other country, teenagers, because of the access to internet, they like trendy fashions, attire that is skimpy, tight fitted clothing, shorts, clothing to expose their curves and body parts, maybe to make them look attractive. And these are what is trendy. Have you seen our young girls, young boys going for such type of, fashion, trendy fashion, skimpy clothes, tight fitted clothes? Sometimes, as parents, when you look at them, it's like, wow, every part of the body is being exposed. I think that is what is in vogue, is the fashion that is in vogue, is what the youngsters in my country go for.
Okay, that's a good one. So, what kind of influence do you think that the fashion industry had in your country?
From my own perspective,
Mm,
is both negative and positive.
mm,
Let me start with the positive aspect of it. Yes, they are doing a lot of good things because you see fine, fashionable, trendy clothes in vogue coming out, designer suits. You see some styles that blow up your mind, so fine, and they're also empowering the youth. Just from someone like me, I'm interested. I've been trying to, use my spare time to also go and learn how to make some clothes because it's actually moving in the market. In the negative aspect of it, I see that most of the clothes they make these days barely cover the body. For a girl,
okay.
it exposes
So,
every
it
part
do
of a girl's body.
okay. Are there fashions of today that are different from those when your parents were young or when you were young? Are there fashions of today that are different?
Yeah, definitely. Because when I was still growing up, I remember I was going out one day and I wore a clothes. My father shouted that the clothes was too short, that the skirt was too short. I had to go and change it. But these days, we discover that our daughters, young girls, they prefer to wear, just as I said before earlier, clothes that are body exposing, that are tight fitted. In those days, people don't make clothes to be so tight on their body. They make clothes that are free, that will give them allowance to bend,
Okay.
to stand. But these days, you don't see those things. Tight fitted clothes and body exposing clothes are everywhere.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vera. This is the end of your speaking test for today. Thank you very much. Okay, that was Vera. Mhm. Who is this person hiding? I told you my computer screen is broken, so I need to really, really be careful. Okay, that's it for me. Beauty. Beauty. Beauty Onyeche.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon, Beauty. How are you
Good afternoon,
doing?
ma'am.
Good
I'm fine, ma'am.
afternoon. Welcome to the class.
Thank you, ma'am.
My name is Joy Agagwu, and I am your IELTS tutor for today. Beauty, you have the floor. Can you tell me your name and your date of birth, please?
My name is Beauty Onyeche. My date of birth is 10th of March, 1992.
Okay, thank you very much, Beauty. Do you have a big or a small family?
Big family, ma'am.
You have a big family. So do you all
Yes.
live together or you live nearby?
I don't stay with my family.
Okay. So what activities do you like to do together that can bring you together as a family?
Mostly like end of year celebration, like Christmas and all that.
Okay, so who is your favorite member of the family?
My immediate elder sister is my favorite, and I love her so much. I don't know what I think because she has been there for me as an elder sister directly. She took care of me while I was growing up, and I can access her things freely, feel so. That was why I took her as my favorite, and she's always there to encourage me and advise me. And I access her anytime. Can freely discuss things with her, and she's not that judgmental, and she gives me audience. Her name is
Okay,
Chinonye. So she's my favorite.
okay. So in your country where you come from, what type of family what type of family dominates? Like which one can you commonly say? Is it large families or smaller family units?
In my country, Nigeria, then down to my state, Rivers State, and to my local government, HA, is small family. Most people don't live together, unlike other places in the country that it must be very large. But in my side precisely, just the immediate family, you, your husband, wife, and children. So it's a small family.
A small family. So it's majorly small families in your country where you come from.
Yeah.
All right, Beauty. I'll be asking you further questions, and I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk for about 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to jot down anything you want to write if you want to, and then you can if you don't want to write, but I'd like you to tell me about a gift that you have received and you value it so much, a very important, valuable gift that you have received. In telling me about this gift, I'd like you to tell me what the gift is, when you received it, who gave it to you, on what occasion. All right?
Yes,
Gift,
ma'am.
you have the floor, Beauty.
Okay, the most valuable gift I've received is a phone. Is a phone. I received the phone, that was 2014 back then, and it was after my matriculation. I received the phone. It's a Samsung Android phone. So I love this phone so much because of its function. Now, the person that actually bought this gift for me is my immediate elder sister, the one I love so much, my favorite sister. So it was after my matriculation, she bought the phone for me, the Samsung Android phone. That was around September, October there, but I cannot really I'll place date on the day she bought the phone for me. So I love the phone because during then I was using a small phone and I have so much assignments. Year one, I have so much assignments to do, so much things to do, and it was hectic then. So when I got this phone, I was able to do those my assignments, my time paper, and all that. And not just that, I was able to socialize. My Facebook was now active because after a while, my Facebook was no longer active. I can WhatsApp, and it was fun. And also setting alarm for my reading timetable. The phone helped me set my alarm. I set my alarm. I use for my alarm, my calendar, and all that. All my dates, I use it. Most of the times, before I got the phone, I usually go about to jotter. Especially if I'm going to church to jot. But after I received the phone, I was not using it as my jot. I have a note in the phone where I take down my notes, and it was fun, and I valued so much. And the battery capacity was really good. I don't have to keep charging and charging. If I charge it full, I can use it for up to like 3 days, even when I'm using it very actively. So I value the phone so much. I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do you think it's important to give gifts to people?
Yeah, I think it's important to give gift because most of the times when you give people gifts, it shows you love them. And many times you don't know if that is actually what they want, because sometimes you just give gift because you love to give. But at that moment, it meets up the person's need. And person will be like, oh God, I'm so grateful that I received this gift. So it's necessary we should give people gifts. It helps them, it adds to their life and makes life easy for them.
Okay, so we've been talking about a valuable item that you own. Okay. So what kind of possessions do you think people value in your country?
Many things, actually, many things, but most times is based on individual. Let me just say based on individual, and I can also narrow it based on the tribe, because there are tribes that if you buy them clothes, they see it as is waste of time. Why should you buy me a clothes? So, and there are people in this tribe too that if you're giving them something, you should be food items, and they'll say, oh, I value this so much. So I can't really place that, okay, this is a particular thing that they love in my country, but I would say each tribe have what they love. Like in my
Okay.
tribe, if you see someone, okay, and you're coming with food items, is the value is so much. It may not be so expensive, but since it's food items, they value it so much.
So do you think that gift items should be only things that you can buy with money or not?
It shouldn't be things that I think it shouldn't be things you can buy with money. But I feel before you give someone a gift, you should be able to know what the person appreciates. It must not be money things you buy with money. You can have things in your home that will bless someone. You don't need to buy it. You just pick it from there and send to the person. So it's based on you should know what the person appreciates. So it won't just things you buy with money.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Gift. You have come to the end of your speaking test. Thank you. That's beauty, not gift. That's beauty. We're talking about gift, and now I have made gift your name because we're talking about gifts. Are you expecting any gift from anybody? Because you are going to get one very soon.
Amen.
Okay, so who was next that came into the class? Esther Nkocha, you have been off video for the greater part of this class. I hope you know part of our rules that if you can't have your video on, you can watch it on YouTube. Maybe you are at work, or maybe you are in a place where you can't talk or you can't have your video on. You can still join the class on YouTube. You can watch the class later, but please don't come into the class and have your video off, so we don't waste time having to talk about these things several times. We are adults. If you can't have your video on, I'll just quietly take you out of the class, and then you can go and watch it later. Maybe that is what you want. Uchenna, it's your turn.
Oh.
It's your turn, Uchenna. I'm going to ask you. Is it this talk that you are breathing down? You are sighing like this?
No, I'm having headache.
Don't sigh. Speaking is very easy for everybody to pass, and I'm sure you will pass.
It's not because of the class, ma. I'm having headache.
Okay, are you able to talk with the headache, or I should just pass? I can pass.
Let me try.
Yeah? You want to try? Okay.
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
want to try, it's fine. All right, so let me see what question I should ask you. Since you have a headache, I'm going to be very mild on you. My name is Joy Agagwu, and I'm your IELTS tutor for today. Can you tell me your name and your date of birth, please?
My name is Uchenna, and I was born 18th of April.
Okay. So this is the first part of your IELTS test, and I'm going to ask you some questions related to maybe yourself. Not sure.
Okay.
Okay, now do you work or school?
I work.
Okay, I'd like to ask you a few questions on tourism in your country.
Okay.
So what should a visitor see and do in your country when they come on tourism? Or come on a tour, rather?
Okay, my country is Nigeria. We have so many things that someone can come and fall in love with at the first sight. Like in different parts of the country, for instance, in Cross River States, they have a wonderful carnival that they do every towards the end of the year. If you go to that carnival, the person will love to be able to attend the carnival often every time it is being done. Then in my own side of the country, the eastern part of the country, we have so many functions that we'll do. We'll have a New Yam Festival. We'll have some masquerade period, the time, various periods where they display various masquerades. And when you attend those functions, you will always like to go back and attend them the next time. Like when they do those festivals, so many people from outside the country comes home because they do it once every year. So they see it as their own Christmas for them that doesn't go to church, idol worshippers. So during that period, most of them come home for the festivals.
Okay, so with all of this, are there any traditional art or music that you would like to recommend to a visitor in your country?
Yes, I do. In my hometown, we have a wonderful dance step that they used to dance. Though I cannot actually dance it properly, but when you see people dancing it, it will seem as if you are the one dancing it. It's called Ogene dance. So when they are dancing, when they are beating these drums and they are Ogene, it seems that you will fall in love with the way they are dancing these steps. So you actually love to do it with them.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit more about the kind of visitors that come to your country?
We have so many people that some people we have so many people that like coming to this country. Some of them come for the natural resources they see. Some come around to work, to make a living for themselves and their families, because I guess when they come, they earn more in this country than when they're in their own country. Like the Germans, when they come to Nigeria, they are being paid in two places. They are paid in their country and they are paid in Nigeria. So in Nigeria, they pay them weekly, on weekly basis as their weekly allowance. That one is the one they actually use in the country. Then the one they've been paid in their country is monthly. That's their own salary. So they don't touch those ones until whenever they retire and go back to their country, they cannot use it to establish themselves on whatever they want to do with it.
All right, so we've been talking. Now I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. Before you talk about this topic, you have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say to me. And you can make notes, all right, if you wish to make notes. You have paper and pen provided for you to make notes if you like, okay?
Okay.
All right. So describe something you own that is very important to you. In telling me this, tell me what you use that item for, how long you have had that item, where you got the item from, and tell me why that item is very important to you. You are telling me about something you own that is very important. Tell me about it by saying what you use it for, how long you had it, and where you got it from.
Can I start now?
Yeah.
Okay, the item I would love to talk about is my laptop. The laptop was actually introduced to us in our office where we are working, though the one they brought was a normal laptop. But me, I prefer to go for a mini laptop because that will be easy for me to carry about and do whatever I want to use it for. Can actually enter my handbag. So I got the laptop from a shop within the city of Abuja then. It was about 5 to 6 years ago. I love this laptop because it is everything I actually needed. It is like my notebook. It is my camera. It's everything I would think of. I use it in school. I use it in doing some studies, use it in doing some online search, whatever I need to do. Most time I don't use my phone. I prefer using the laptop because it is safer and easier for me. I got it from a shop where I have to go and pay, then collect the laptop and go off with it. Then why I buy it is because I think it's safer. Because I can actually enter my handbag. I can move, carry it around, not like the bigger one that anytime you carry, somebody will know that you're already having a laptop with you. But this one, nobody knows I'm having anything with me. So It is easier and safer for me to move around with it.
Okay, so would it be easy for you to replace it if it gets damaged?
Not really, because for some weeks back, it actually has a fault, and it was like some part of me was actually removed. I felt so bad that the laptop got crashed at that moment, but I later went and fixed it. But I can actually get a new one if there is need for that.
Okay, so we've been talking about an important item that you own. Okay. I want to ask you a few questions relating to it. What kind of possessions do you think give people, like status, give status to people in your country?
I don't understand, please.
What kind of possession, what do people own that makes them big men, that gives them status in your country?
In this part of the world, I think it's the building, the kind of building they live in, the kind of luxurious cars they drive, the kind of clothes they put on. There's some kind of things that you, kind of a car that you bring and come out. Almost say, okay, who is this one? But when you drive something like Jeeps, all those expensive cars, they now believe that this person has arrived.
Okay. All right. So has it always been the same way, or were different possessions thought of valuable, to be more valuable in the past than it is now? Are there other positions other than what people think is important now that people thought or that were more important in the, those days than they are now?
Yes, in those days, our parents, they don't actually believe in all this extravagant. They see it as living extravagantly, owning cars, doing this, instead of you having plenty children, having so many farmlands where you can farm with your children and all that. But these days, nobody goes to the farm. Everybody is working, and I think that's just what the difference I noticed.
Okay, so thank you very much, Uchenna. You have come to the end of your speaking test for today. Have a great day.
You too, ma.
Okay. I think Uchenna happens to be our last person for practice today because we have 30 minutes to go from this class. Oh, can I take one more person? Let me see. Cynthia. Are you ready? Can your network let you talk now?
I'm ready, ma'am. I hope it's you.
Hopefully. We hope that the network is friendly enough for you to answer your questions. All right, Cynthia. Cynthia, can you tell me your name and your date of birth, please?
My name is Cynthia Nomo Basi. I was born on the 23rd of July, 1998.
Okay, Cynthia. Cynthia, do you work or school?
I work, ma'am.
What part of Nigeria are you from?
I'm from Imo State, the southeastern.
Okay, so Cynthia, can you hear me?
Part of Nigeria.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Let's move on and talk about being on time for appointments. Is being late an acceptable thing in your culture? Why or why not?
Sorry, I didn't get you, ma'am.
Being late for an appointment, is it acceptable in your culture?
Being late for an appointment is not acceptable in my culture, but a lot of people like moving with this thing called the African time, where they like adding extra 1 hour to any event that they're going for because they feel that those people that they're actually going to meet are not present at the occasion. So they feel like adding 1 hour extra to their meeting will give them time for. Luma, can you hear me, ma?
I can hear you. Give them time for what? It's like village people are on top of your practice today. You people are laughing. Is it not village people?
Can you hear me, ma?
Keep talking, my dear. Keep talking. Whether they like it or not, you must do this one today.
Hello, ma, can you hear me, ma?
I can hear you. Keep talking.
Okay, ma. I say lots of people like going with this African trend of African time, where they like adding extra 1 hour to whatever meeting that they are going for, because they feel that those people that they're actually going to meet are going to arrive late. So it's best for them to, wait for like 5 minutes before their arrival.
Okay. So it means it's acceptable in your culture. Is that what you're saying? Because I asked you a question. Is being late
not really
acceptable?
People like doing it.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So have you ever been late for an appointment? Why?
I've been late for an appointment before.
Okay.
I have been late for an appointment before, and my reason was that
Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Cynthia. Okay. Can you hear me, Cynthia? If you can hear me, keep talking. She's gone. Oh, they finally succeeded. Oh, village people have succeeded. Don't worry, Cynthia. When we come back, you are going to do it again. I want to appreciate everybody for this class. Whether you got to say something or you didn't get the chance to say anything. That's because you didn't get the chance to say anything, but I'm sure you must have heard something. You have heard how they answered. And so when I make the corrections, if you were to speak, you would have known where to make your corrections. What happened was I started choosing people from when they joined the class. I didn't want it to look like somebody who came in late is getting the chance to speak when someone who was there from the beginning didn't get the chance to speak. That's why I was vehemently trying for Cynthia to say something. From what she has started talking about, I could tell or make a few corrections already. So I'm not really concerned whether the network allowed her to, speak further or not. So I'm just going to rate her based on what I've been able to hear from her for the first part that she was talking. Beginning from my first speaker. Who was this first speaker? Her name is Amaka. Amaka, I'm going to have one baby in the UK, whether by adoption or by whatever means, and I'll name that child Amaka. I will call the child Amaka. Okay, so yeah. Thank you for your participation. You were fantastic being the first to speak. I know how it takes you unawares, okay? Especially in a group where you are like, the next person may speak better than me, or am I saying the right thing? Am I not saying the right thing? But this is like becoming like a family. Even though being the kind of person I am, the truth is that if I see you on the road in this UK or in Nigeria, the truth is there's 90% chance of me not knowing you. It's not my fault. That's the way I was created. Yes, it's Papa God that made me that way. I don't recognize people because I really don't look at people's faces. And then I forget things a lot. I forget people's faces and experiences a lot. And that has helped me because it has helped me to forgive so many people in my life and to forget what they did to me. That's one advantage that I don't want to blame God for that thing. So I may not see you. So don't be afraid. Many people may be like me. When they see you, they don't even know whether it's Amaka or that person that made mistake in the class. All right. Your speaking was quite good. It was quite great. And if you ask me to rate you overall, I'll give you maybe a 3.5/5. Don't worry. Joy is a miser. I miss marks a lot. If I'm an examiner, I will really be tight with marks because I like the best. So with this, I can bet if you speak what you have spoken here, you are sure to make a band 7 and above. You were confident, and I like that. Maybe it's because you're familiar with me. I don't know whether if you see that woman that will be speaking through her nose from Meduguri, if you will still be if you will still be as confident. Your confidence was fine. Your composure as well. You didn't use too much of the grammar that I wanted you to use. That's where I had to cut off your marks, okay? And then you were a bit too, what word do I use? My answers, you didn't flow with my questions. You answered my questions, yeah, but you didn't answer them like I told you. Coherence and cohesion. Your work has to flow, okay? If they had asked you where you got an item before what you use the item for, let your answer be where you got it from before what you use it for. Is that okay? That's the reason why, if you know you can't remember, I always tell you, get your pen and paper, okay, and write down. If you are okay, get your pen and paper, write down. For instance, they are saying where, you can say where. You don't need to where I got it from. No, you can just write where. Okay? Yeah. So you need to improve on your coherence and cohesion. I want you all to go to YouTube and try to get IELTS speaking videos to watch. Get IELTS speaking videos. If you go to Career Zone, where you're using for your listening, I hope we are still doing the listening test. How many people are still doing the listening test here? From the beginning of the class, I told you to go and subscribe. I don't even know who they are. So you can't say I'm saying you should subscribe because I'm getting money from it. Please go to IELTS Zone. They've got good materials there for you. Their speaking test, their listening and reading is fantastic, okay? If you go there, you just subscribe, click on the bell button, and then you get notified. Every day they come out with new videos. Every day. I used it. I'm talking to you from experience, okay? Every day you get new videos. If you subscribe to the speaking, you will get them. If you subscribe to the reading or listening, whatever one you subscribe to. But it's advisable for you to subscribe to them. And if you get free Wi-Fi, maybe those of you that have Wi-Fi at work, you download them and let them be in your saved or downloaded videos on YouTube so that you can watch them offline. All right? And so you need to improve on your coherence and cohesion and your grammar. I know the major challenge with all of us from Africa is grammar, but you need to improve on your grammar. And they do know that we have issues with grammar. So they are kind of mild a little bit. I'm not saying they are mild so that you not say, they know we are from Africa now. They will not mark us too hard. I'm not saying, that's not what I'm saying, no. Uchenna, you are my witness. That's not what I'm saying. Maureen, Chinenye, you are my witness, so that's not what I'm saying. No, don't say no, Joy, say, no, that's not what I said. I said they do know that we have issues with English language and they have an expectation of us, okay? So yeah, that's that for you, Amaka. You need to improve on your grammar, your coherence and cohesion. And in your speaking, I like you to use some other words beside exactly what the examiner has said. I want you to get some vocabularies in your head. You see, this thing it flows though. All of them flow together. If you're able to use them well in your writing and in your reading, you will definitely get them to use in your speaking as well. Is that okay? So Ifoma, thank you. Where is Ifoma? Where is she? She has disappeared from the class. Oh, what happened? Ifoma is here now, but she's not answering me. Ifoma Okafo, I'm seeing you. Can you hear me, or your network too has started? Anyway, Ifoma was okay with her speaking, but I told you to tell me about a friend, and you were telling me about 2 friends, 3 friends. Don't make that mistake. Choose a friend, one of them. You could choose to talk about the one in primary school who had so much influence on you, whom you love so much, whom you did a lot of things together with. And you can at the end mention that you're no longer in contact with that friend. And I did tell you that you don't have to say truthful things because it's just a speaking test. And you can say that you're still in contact, or you even spoke with her last week. You can't do without each other, you know. So please, when they ask you a question, stick to the question. Don't go above what you have been asked. I asked you about a friend, and you were telling me about 2 friends. And then your choice of words, Ifoma, you were speaking to me and telling me unfortunately, when actually you meant fortunately. You were saying, unfortunately, she was living around your house. Unfortunately, you attend the same church, which is fortunately. Okay, you need to know the meaning of the words that you're using. Fortunately means that maybe everything working together, okay? Everything, they're all linked. Unfortunately means, maybe unfortunately she died. When you were saying unfortunately, I wanted to hear they packed away from your side or something happened. But you were saying unfortunately, and you were using it in the opposite direction. You need to be careful your choice of words. Those are the things that they look for. They will reduce your marks, okay? All right. And then you need to listen. You need to listen to your examiner. When I was saying okay, when I was saying all right, I was expecting you to pause. And you kept talking to the extent I couldn't ask you all your questions. Remember, task completion. If you don't get all your questions asked and answered, you score less marks. I'm coming to that. And some people answered their questions so fast that there was no explanation. Just yes, no. Yes, please. When they ask you a question and they say why, explain. Why not? Explain. Is that okay, Ifoma? What's next to Ifoma? Peace. Peace. Peace, your part 1 was very, very good. You need to improve on your pronunciation. I know you are Igbo. I know we have issues with our tongues, our mother tongues coming in and all of that, but there are some standards, okay? There are some standards. Ifoma, the same thing to you too. There are some standards that is expected. There are certain things that there must be, okay? There must be. If we must pronounce a word in one particular way, you must pronounce it that way. Pronunciation of certain words. I told you about an important item you own. That's what I asked. And you were telling me about an item you like. These are two different words. I said an item you own, whether you like it, you don't like it, but you own it. Okay? You were telling me about something you like. You can like something and it's not important to you. And you may own something, something is important to you, but you don't like it. Do you understand? For instance,
Yes.
walking is very important, but I don't like it. But I must go. I don't like to walk too much, but I must go. All right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to create a difference for you to understand what I meant. Nobody should pick offense at the way I'm talking. I'm just trying to see that we are doing the right thing and we are on track, okay? And then your time management as well. For your part 3, time management, we couldn't finish all of your answers because you were talking too much on one particular thing. Vera, overall, I give you a 4/5. That is very, very generous. Even though you were, mixing my answers up. I gave you a 4/5 for your boldness. I gave you a 4/5 because you were really able to explain to me, okay, what I wanted. Even why I reduced your mark was for your coherence. Your work did not flow, but I got the answers I wanted. Your work did not flow. You were straight to the point, and that's what I want all of you to learn. Go straight to the point. Tell me exactly what it is. Long before I even wanted to know about some of the activities, she was already talking about them. It's good because, I had mentioned them already. Though she was answering them like, you understand what I mean? Bringing, like, who did that again? Amaka too did it a little bit. So yeah, we need to be direct to the point. And then what else did I say? Yes. After this correction, I'll say a few things about what is expected of you in some of the answers. Beauty. Beauty used the shortest of time in all of this. Where is beauty? Beauty, yeah, that's beauty there. I've seen you. You were just answering yes, no explanation from the beginning. Now, when you ask a question about family, are you from a large family or from a small family? I'm from a small family. I'm third. I'm the second child. I'm the fourth child. I'm the last child. We're a family of 4, just me and my elder sister with my father and my mother. That's a small family. Okay? Don't just say yes. Are you from a small family or a large family? I'm from a small family, full stop. Oh. So which one is small family, which one is like, how do I know? You need to tell me a little bit about the family. Okay? Where are you from?
Yes,
I'm from Mbisi local government area of Umo State. Finish. No, not at all. Not at all. Somebody really gave me an answer. Was it Peace? I can't remember who I asked where you from, and she was like, I'm from so and so place. And I'm like, wow, this person understands this question. So you need to answer accordingly. That was Peace. I asked you where you're from, right? Yes. So please, when I say, tell me about your family. I'm from a small family of 4 children, and then my parents. I have 3 sisters. I have 1 sister, and the rest of them. And who was telling me about her elder sister that she loves to collect things from? Who was that person? Was it Peace or Uchenna? No, not Uchenna. It was Beauty, ba? Was it Beauty? Yes, Beauty. You love your elder sister
yes.
because you like to collect things from. You are part of the problems in this country that we call Nigeria, because you people like to reap where you didn't. It's not fair. My younger sister came to my house, and my stepsister came to my house and took some of my tops and traveled with it. She left with them. And I didn't know. I saw pictures on Facebook with my clothes. And she tagged me in the picture so that I will know she stole my clothes. I didn't say anything.
No, mine is not like that. Mine is not like that.
Your own, is it not the same 10 and
Me.
10 pence? It's the same 10
No,
and 10 pence.
she
You
gives me.
carry. If
No, she gives me.
she gives you, I didn't give her. But the thing is, the most important thing is you have the clothes and my sister had my clothes. Anyway, that was just to make us smile small because the faces were too serious with all these corrections. So your favorite person who happens to be your sister, okay, happen to be the same person you were talking about at the other side. It makes it to like have like a cohesion. There's this thing about, there's the consistency there. That's the word I'm looking for. There's a consistency in your answer, which is a good thing. Okay, which is a good thing. But you really didn't take your time to explain what I wanted you to explain. We're just answering sharp, more quick, do this thing. So I was able to finish with you on time. I finished in about 8 minutes and 40 something seconds. And so if you had extra time remaining, the examiner will just discharge you. And you would think that I have done so well. Meanwhile, you didn't give the points. Do you understand my point? The aim of the speaking test, in as much as it is for you to finish within your time, it's also for you to answer correctly. It's not for you to just finish and say, I've finished. It's just like writing in exam, you're writing OP, and you finish before they say submit your paper, and everything is out of point. So that's that about the corrections. I'm going to do one of the questions so that you will know what, thank you. You will know what you're expected. Uchenna did well. Overall, maybe a 3.5 over 5 is a good mark. My 3.5 is very, very important. It's a good mark.
My, this call me, let me know where I am. Is it like 1? It is call me. Am I like 1?
Beauty.
It's Beauty. Yes,
No,
ma'am.
you are not 1. It's a pass mark. Really, you passed. But I wanted more points. That's me. I want more. I'm Oliver Twist. Because you answered the questions, but you didn't give me the details in the questions that I wanted. If you had given me more details, maybe I would have given you a 4 over 5. So you should maybe use that one to know what I would have given you. Okay, so Uchenna.
Me too, you didn't call me.
Who is talking? Peace, Abby.
Yeah.
At least I scored you now. I said 3/5.
Okay.
You just need to improve. Important item you own, not like time management as well. You need to work on your time management. Your part one was perfect. Your part one, yes. Your part one was really, really perfect. But your part two, you couldn't finish your part three because you had less of time management. And because you couldn't finish, I can't give you a mark that is above what I've given you if I'm to score you. All these things are just to encourage us, not like I'm an IELTS examiner, okay? It's just to help you to know where you will likely be if you were to write an exam. From all of you that have spoken, if you had written a speaking test in the real exam like this, I know you will pass. That's the truth. You will pass, at least you will get a 7.0. So yeah, speaking is not much of a problem to all of you, I know. Uchenna was okay. Uchenna was good. And what was her correction again? Uchenna was able to finish, but I needed more details, and you were pausing in between. I don't know whether you wanted me to tell you to stop or continue, or you were not confident. So your confidence, you need to improve on your confidence. There are some things that you're doing, even though you don't know how to do them, but sorry. But because of the way, thanks, because of the way you carry yourself, they'll be forced to give you audience, okay? They'll be forced to give you audience, and at the end of the day, we talk too much. When you talk too much, you cough. At the end of the day, you get the mark that you desire. So you need to improve on your confidence, and you also need to work on your coherence and cohesion. Your work also was not really flowing like I wanted it to flow, like you answering one at the bottom, bringing it up to answer before the other one. It's like every other person made that same mistake. I think the best solution to that kind of mistakes for us to avoid it is for us to, when they are giving you those tips, somebody just sent a message. When they are giving you those tips, you will be able to write them down. Just write them one down. I'm having a
Okay.
welcome. All right. Yeah. So thank you very much for speaking. Cynthia, you were quite confident, even though the network did not want you to speak. You were quite confident, but I think you need to work on your grammar. You need to work on your grammar so you can exactly with your sentence formations. Okay. And then I was giving you a clue. To your answers. I asked you a question. Is late coming? Is it acceptable in your culture? Why? Instead of you to just give me an answer, no, late coming is not acceptable in my culture. Why is it not acceptable? You should tell me why. Although many people come late for occasions sometimes, it could be due to this and this and this, all right? Maybe traffic, all right? Yes, the time has changed from 6. But the thing is, you people don't come on the Telegram group, do you? Did I not post an update? I posted an update today. Even on my Facebook wall, I posted an update. And I did mention to you last time that I was supposed to go for a coverage, a video today. I was supposed to go and do a video of one of my lessons today, and that I will tell you the time for the class. If it changes, I'll let you know. If it doesn't, I'll let you know. And I did write it that it was from 3 to 5. It was from 3 to 5. Please, for now, it's 3 to 5. The reason I did explain last week, didn't I explain last week, for those that were here, that usually on a day we are going to have our class, it's either I'm on night or I'm off. If I am off, I like to do a few things for the morning, preparing for the next day when I'll go to work. And if I'm on night, I like to sleep in the morning, then wake up, take my bath, prepare, so that by the time I'm done with the class around 5, I will have time to sort 1 or 2 things before I leave the house. If I finish the class by 6 p.m., I can't put everything together to meet up with my boss for 7 o'clock before I go to work. That's why I brought it down to 5. I think I explained this last Saturday. I explained it. So please bear with me. The time is 3 to 5 for now, except when it is changed. Before, I used to come back from work and sit down, do the class from 9 to 11 or so. But man, at the end of that 11, I discovered that when I finish and I try to sleep, I can't sleep. The day is bright. And before you know it, 12, small children around are coming back from school. Cars are driving into the area. My kids also be preparing to come back from school and all of that. So I will not be able to sleep. And then I go back to night again the same day. And our night is not like Nigerian night where you, after serving 10 p.m. medication and there's nothing, you can sleep until there's a problem. Here, you are on your feet from the time you go to work until you get your break. And most of the times these days, I am nurse in charge when I get to work. Being nurse in charge is not like being nurse in charge in Nigeria. When you come here, you will understand these things and you will be the ones telling other people, so that it will not be as if Joy is talking too much and everything. They hype am. They not be so it be. They hype am. Don't worry, you will come and you will see it. All of you will come and see it, and you will understand why it is happening now. When you send us message and we don't respond on time, you will know that this is why this thing is like that. So please bear with me, please. Bear with me. The time is 3 to 5 for Saturdays and Tuesdays, except otherwise. If I am working on any Tuesday or any Saturday and it's a long day when I'll be at work during the daytime, I will let you know. Such a Saturday or Tuesday, there will be no class at all. We will have to reschedule that class because I can't work for 12, 13 hours, come back home and say I want to sit down to teach. I can't give you anything you will gain from. Okay? So yeah. For those of you asking, I can't type questions. I can't type answers. The computer is damaged. That's why I'm just using this for now. Okay, so please, you need to work on your coherence. When they are telling you, write it down, write the things they are giving you, the tips. You can just quickly write the tip down so that you can look at it and answer, look at it and answer. And if you have a magnetic brain that you don't need to write, that's perfect. But please, as much as possible, coherence and cohesion, grammatical range and accuracy, lexical resource, as much as possible, try to use other words other than what the examiner is using. Is that okay? Other than what they have asked you with. That way you score more marks. Today, we have come to the end of the speaking test. For those of you that didn't speak, okay, there will still be another speaking class. And the next speaking class, please come on time so that when I finish explaining small, for those that have not spoken, we can take 2 or 3 people. We can take, until we are finished. I understand that there are some people that have written the test and some results have come. I got 2 results in the course of the week and both of them passed, even though the other person I got 8 in speaking, 7.5, no, 8 in reading, 8 in speaking, 7.5 in listening, and 6.5 in writing. The good thing is that they have passed. People are passing. It means that what we are doing here is not child play. Please, I'd like to beg you for one thing. When any of you send me a message and I don't respond on time, or I don't respond at all, don't count it for pride. Don't count it for negligence or rejection. I'm telling you this. It's also going live on our YouTube video. Somebody sent me a message this afternoon. She said, I don't have her in my contact. I don't know her anywhere. Like I said, even those of you in this class, apart from Esther and Kocha, who was my senior in nursing, I don't think I know anybody here personally. And it's been a long time I've seen Sister Esther. Yes. Hello, please. How can I crash my IELTS? That was the message. if you were in my shoes, I said, who are you, please? A simple introduction of yourself will do, ma. It's simple courtesy. She said, pride goes before destruction. Pride goes before destruction, twice. Must you put simple courtesy? Meet you. Kini kan. This is the message.
What's that for?
And I looked at the message and I'm like, woo. So this is what I did. And I say, She didn't say anything. Now, the truth is, I don't even know where this person is from. Number one, if this person is from the IELTS group, that's Telegram, the person should know how to crack the exam. Usually, when you're coming into the group, there's a pinned message. You go and read. If you need to ask any question, you ask it on the group and somebody will answer. I may not be the one to answer. Most of the time, I'm not the one to answer. Mr. Tunde is always ready to answer. Now, I don't know whether you are from Facebook, you are from anywhere. Presently, there's a group of over 8,000 people, 8,912 members that I am presently the admin, the person leading the group. Since the post was transferred to me, I have not been able to recover. I've not even spoken to anyone about it. I have a live video with them today. I'm going live with them to talk about something today. Now, I know a lot of people know me that I don't know them. Many people know me and I don't know them. What is wrong with, hello, Joy, I am so-and-so person from so-and-so group. I need help with IELTS. How can I crack IELTS? It's simple. I don't know you. And then with this, so many scam and spam and so many messages coming into different this thing, especially on Telegram. You just open Telegram, you see Bitcoin, you see that one, you see somebody sending you a message of how to make money. I was like, who are you? Was that a wrong answer? Was that a wrong question? Sorry.
Yeah, you go, wait.
Was that a wrong question for me to ask? For somebody I don't know who sent me a message, and you're telling me pride goes before a fall. So I'm going to fall, Abby. And let me fall now if I am proud. It's a simple thing. So please, when you see that, maybe we are humans. I may have made mistake by asking her, who are you? Maybe that's what she thinks. But what now happens to her correcting me instead of going further to say something else that will also provoke me? And then I will say something else and we provoke ourselves. And at the end of the day, we start exchanging words. God forbid. I am in the UK today. I could as well be in Nigeria. I am a nurse today. I could as well be in the dungeon somewhere in my village. I am alive today. I could as well be dead in the grave. There is nothing that makes one person better than the other, as long as we all are breathing in oxygen and taking out carbon dioxide. Whether I'm in the UK or you are in the US or in Nigeria, we all still eat something and we go to toilet. It is no respecter of anybody. So if you think that we are not responding to you the way you want to be responded to, as much as possible, put yourself in our shoes. And do also remember, I am not being paid for what I'm doing. Mr. Tunde is not paying me. Nobody is paying me. But I've seen that this is something I can do to assist somebody. And that is why I'm doing it. It's not unexpected for someone to come up and insult you or something. But as long as you finish insulting me and you go and pass the IELTS, no problem. Pass the IELTS and come now. Let's see if you two, you'll be able to assist somebody and you'll be able to bear the person's insult like somebody bore your own. That is it. So please don't be offended that we say things sometimes that you don't want. Maybe in the course of my correcting you, I may say something wrong or I may say something offensive. Don't take it like an offense. It's just like a mother trying to correct her children. There are times that you beat the children. There are times you say something to the children that they don't like, okay? When they know or when you know that you've done something wrong, you apologize. If I do know and I cannot apologize, that's when you will say, okay, this woman is doing this. All right. But if I know and if I don't know and I don't apologize, you can't blame me for something I don't know. Even with God, it says in the days of ignorance that even God himself overlooks. So who are we human beings not to overlook, the faults of others? I want to beg you, with all your vex, where you dey vex with me, my only consolation for the vex we say, pass IELTS, then make your vex continue. Once you pass the IELTS, we can be talking other stories. And please, when you pass IELTS, there are other groups that you will need to join. You can join the CBT groups. I've personally got some CBT materials that I share with people. If you want some, I can give you. You join the CBT groups. When you join the CBT groups, while you are processing your papers and all of that, and you have passed your CBT, we are now making people join the OSCE group from Nigeria. So that by the time they get here and they are teaching them OSCE, they will not be strange. Things will not be strange to them. When I came here, it was quite difficult for me to adapt. And I went through a lot, in trying to adjust to the system. And so I saw that this is an area that if me, I can have issues, other people can have issues too. So we have decided to create platforms at every level to help you to adjust and to help you have a smooth ride in the course of your relocation. When I came in, it was difficult for me to buy things at the shops. I go there, I had my GT card and I had Naira in it, and they were charging me like there's no tomorrow. I didn't know that my other colleagues, they all knew and they changed money from their countries. I didn't know. I didn't know that they had even paid them certain money that I was expecting. It was when one of them told me that I knew. And so now when people come, I tell them, I say, see, this money is your entitlement. Ask for this one, ask for that one. When you want to go to the shop, this and this and this is what you should do. These are little areas that we do things just to make ourselves feel comfortable. Okay. When I came in here, I didn't know I could come with my family. When I was looking for money to come, I would have as well looked for money to come with my family because my children were all I had. And when I came, it was difficult for me to face the criticism at work, everything I was facing at work, and to also think about my kids back home. So when people are applying now, I tell them, if you have the money, come with your family. If you have the money, process with your husband and your children and come with them. I give people the advice that they need. Nobody is paying me. These are things that they are paying. See, somebody contacted us and told us that we should charge people with all the information we are giving. And I said, no way. You can't charge people for information you got free of charge, even though it was by experience. I can't charge anybody, but I got it already. So somebody will now call, how much did they pay me? I tell you the truth. If I charge you for IELTS, that was before I started doing the free thing. Initially, I was charging people for IELTS. And the first set of people that paid me for each module, they paid, I think, 12,000 for the whole modules. And when I changed 12,000 into pounds, it was less than 25 pounds. And then I looked at it. When I go to do my overtime work for 1 hour, I earn sometimes 30 pounds if I work with agency, sometimes 20, 25, 18, depending on where I'm working. And then I looked at it that the whole module, it takes me like 8 hours or 10 hours to explain to them. And that's for the 12,000. And it's not for 1 week. Some of them, they don't even understand anything about IELTS. So you start from the beginning. And I looked at it and say, all this work that I'm doing like this for how many weeks is now for 25 pounds. Joy, it's better you don't take any money. So when you come and you say you need help with IELTS, I tell you, come to the free class. Gain something from there. If you think you still need help, then you let me know and we'll schedule how to do that. But not that you're paying me. Because I've discovered that the money they are paying me compared to what I'm making, what I would have made. No. If I was to work today there's a late shift. If I take the shift, I can make up to maybe 100, 150, 200 pounds today if I had gone to work. And that's like some of our salaries in Nigeria. I know nurses in private hospital who still earn less than 100K. So if I work in a day, I can earn up to 100K. I can. So I will now say I'm doing IELTS for 12,000, less than 100K, and I'm not doing it for one day. I'm going to do it for like 4 weeks with the person. There's no need. So, my dear, if you see that we err, they say to err is human, to forgive is divine. I beg, Mona, forgive me. Oh, I get children where in life they too they will need help in one way or the other. The seed I'm sowing is so that my children can have a smooth sail. I have gained from what my father did. I was able to write WAEC again in 2008 after 10 years of leaving secondary school because of a student that my father taught in secondary school. My father was a teacher, taught somebody in school. When I needed to write WAEC, I didn't have money. Worst of all, I came very late for registration. I didn't know that it was one of my father's students who is now the principal of the school, the vice principal academic, sorry. He was the one that took me to his office, called the students. They gave me the student's stop to snap passport there and then. I did my registration. He added money and I was able to write, and I made 8 credits and I went to School of Nursing. It was my father's seed. I don't know the seed that we sow today, that when I'm long gone, dead, my children, my grandchildren, they hear my name and they gain from it. That's all about life. That's all about life. So please forgive me. Oh, I talk too much. I told you it's part of my sickness. I talk too much. But please, don't be offended. Do me one favor. Pass IELTS. With this, I've come to the end of the class for today. Please tell your friends, tell your loved ones to go to YouTube, watch the videos. A time will come when you will look for no Joy, you will not find no Joy again. Don't worry, you will find
Wait for me to write my own.
Bye-bye. I'll wait for you. When you all pass the exam, don't worry, you will pass.
Please wait for me
Just
to write.
go ahead, do the practices.
God bless you, ma, for
December,
this
don't worry,
wonderful time
even
with
January, I'm
you.
still
Thank you
here.
so much. We really love you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you very much, everybody.
God bless you,
Please,
ma.
so don't
Thank
be
you so much.
discouraged.
Have
So
a
can you
ahead
help us
of
the
you.
more? God will help you and also bless your family and bless you.
Amen.
Please.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
I'm really
Bye-bye.
motivated by